This video is going to be on the basically Trump's going off the rails. Maybe not policy wise. Like I said, I don't really have. I could give him give him a solid freaking B plus, a strong B plus to A minus on his policies so far. But his rhetoric and things that it just doesn't make any sense. And my to the level of dumbassery that he goes into on regular. My issue with him is the same issue I have with Democrats, with leftists and stuff like that. And it's sort of the same. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The issue with him is that his base has been so okay with everything he does, even the freaking just absolute kind of crazy stuff that he'll say, that it's like a child, where he just keeps going further and further and further. The thing with LeBron James, he didn't have to say all that. You don't have to say all that. You don't have to say these things. Why in the world would you say these things? It's stupid. And it's unproductive, unpresidential, but not racist. I'll get into that in a second. It's definitely not racist. That's just stupid. When people say it's racist, that's just, when you get to whatever, I'll get into that in a minute. The issue is that why in the world, when the trolls, when people are okay with trolling, this is what happens. This is like a child. This is what we say about the leftists. I say this about the leftists, and the Trump fans will sit back and hoot and holler and say, yeah, you're right. As far as when I talk about the leftists doing this, because the leftists, nothing is ever your fault. And they acquiesce. I've said this before. They acquiesce and placate to the farthest things that are being said in their party. A man could be a woman. A woman could be a man. Of course, yeah. We'll give you that. Black people is never your fault. We'll give you that too. They'll give you all that crap. And the same and what do you create? You create the same thing that Trump is doing right now. He sit up there and he's saying, going off of LeBron James and Don Lemon. You already knew where they were coming from. Why in the hell would you give it? Why would you give them the time of day? You're literally the president of the United States. Why do you give in? Even if you want to say something, like I've said before in many videos, just it's better for people to not know what you're thinking and just do what you were going to do anyway. Do what you were going to do anyway. It's better for people to not know what you're thinking than to sit back and constantly push back on every little thing that someone says about you. You just act. You just do what you're going to do anyway. That'll piss them off even more. It pisses them off more to not know what you're thinking. That's the worst thing in the world. It's just like if a person is just committed a crime and they don't know what their sentence is going to be. It could be 25 years, could be 1 year. You don't know. It could be 10 years, whatever. The thing is that when you actually get a sentence, that's better than not knowing. When you get a sentence, let's say they say 5 years, you're like, woof, at least I know. Now you know what you're up against. But when you're sitting there not knowing, just like what he could do to the press, he could do this, they could be anguished. We don't know what to report. We don't know but now you're giving him things or giving them stuff to use against you. Why would you do that? For a person that sit up there and said how smart he is and all this other stuff, he's letting his base give him candy every time he does something. No matter what it is, he gets a trophy every single time. What do you create? The same with the left. I've said with the left. What do you create when you constantly give freaking Tootsie Rolls, no matter what behavior they have that they're displaying? When you constantly give them Tootsie Rolls, you're constantly giving them blow pops. And then this is what happens. You create a man child, or a woman child, or Justin Trudeau person child. Anyway, but I'm just saying this is what you do. The base needs to call him out on his behavior, flat out. Call him out on his behavior. And when you get a little pushback, The policy isn't the issue. When you get a little pushback against what you're doing, then you start to, everything starts to, you create a better man or woman, or, as Justin Trudeau says, person. That's what you do. So anyway, you guys can comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that. But this is freaking stupid. He's going off telling he's going to end careers, blah, blah, blah. And you got all these YouTubers like Anthony Brian Logan. You got Brandon Tatum. You got, what's the other? Amazing Lucas. All these guys. You got all these guys that will sit, and other Trump fans that will sit there and just sit by this behavior and laugh about it like it's freaking funny. It's not. The midterms and the presidential election are his to lose. They're his to lose. And he seems like he's doing everything in his power to freaking lose. Push back when he does something stupid. Stop being a fan of a freaking person. When you're a fan, it's just like if you're an ultra fan of your football team, whatever, it's hard to call them out when they're doing something stupid. Anyway, comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you in the next one.